It's been said that the world started in Pisces. The creation of Adam and Eve is also considered to be in Pisces, and the diversity of sex is depicted as the two fish presented in the Pisces sign. Pisces is a Latin word meaning fish and has played a great role in almost every culture around the world. Perhaps one of the major roles that the fish sign plays in human history is in ancient Mesopotamia, home of the Anunnaki. According to history, archaeological findings and Sumerian cuneiforms found that the remains of the city of Eridu, which is believed to be the first city of the Anunnaki in the southeastern part of modern-day Iraq. When the Anunnaki arrived, they first landed in the Persian Gulf. Regarding the fact that Sumerians believed the Anunnaki were amphibious humanoids, this landing location seems logical. Among the Anunnaki, Enki, also known as Anis, the ruler of Abzu or the god of water, founded the city of Eridu, of which he was the patron god. It's been said that Enki emerged from the sea and taught the first men of the region the art of writing and science. He is depicted as a man dressed like a fish, with the headdress of a fish head, a long robe of the fish body, and his human legs under the fish's tail. The thing is, all around the world, among the ancient civilizations, there is at least one god or goddess who is depicted exactly like Enki, a man or woman in a dress that looks like a giant fish. To name a few, Tlaloc in Aztec religion, Matsya in India, and Dagon in Mesopotamia. But what if the story of the Anunnaki landing in the Persian Gulf is true? What if there are traces in history of a strange and amphibious god-like humanoids who lived in the Persian Gulf? Let's dig in. Hamdallah Mustafi was a Persian scholar and geographer. His most prominent work is the Nuzhat al-Qulub, which is virtually the only source to describe the geography and affairs of the Ilkhanate era. His book consists of many chapters on each region of the Persian Empire. It also includes a bestiary section for each region. In his work, Hamdallah writes about an island and amphibious beings in the Persian Gulf that are considered holy and divine by the locals and the fishermen. They believe that despite other cultures, these beings are considered to bring good luck and good fortune. Hamdallah writes, "Their appearance in the sea brings joy to the sailors and makes the ocean calm." The Fish Island is mentioned in many legends and stories about the Persian Gulf, but there is an interesting fact about this island. Here is the satellite image of the Persian Gulf and the Hormuz region. This is the part of the Persian Gulf that Hamdallah Mustafi mentioned in his writings that the island was located. Now, if you look closely at the biggest island in the Persian Gulf, you can clearly see that the island has the shape of a fish. This island is called Qeshm. This particular island appears in almost every story that is told about this region. Among the many mesmerizing and mythical sights of this island, there is one place that we are going to explore. It's called the Valley of the Stars. This site is recorded as one of the UNESCO's geoparks across the island. There are deep canyons and structures scattered around the area that shape a maze-like path that, if not careful, one might get lost. Mainstream science believes that this site is the result of erosion by water, showers, and wind. It took 2 million years to be like what it is today, but the locals believe something else. There is a village near this site, which is called Estalekavte, which in the native language means the fallen star. The reason behind this name, which is also the canyon name, is that locals believed some 1,000 years ago a star fell from the sky and landed on this island, forming the ground like what it is today. The natives say that from that star came down a group of beings that could breathe underwater with the skins like fish but human-like. They lived there for many years alongside humans, bringing knowledge and science to the locals. Nothing is at hand of what became of them, but the legend was told generations after generations. The locals still believe the Valley of the Stars is a place of supernatural presence. They believe that jinns are living there and they keep away from the place when the night falls. Even the tourists who stay in the valley for the night to observe the stars talk about the strange activities and whispering sounds at night. Some of them even encountered something stranger. They talk about rocks being thrown at their tents at night when they went in for the night's sleep. This story about this fallen star is in many ways similar to the story of the landing of the Anunnaki that the Sumerians mentioned in their tablets. Could these beings that came down from the stars be the same? Could these amphibious creatures be the gods of the people of the past? The answer to these questions is unclear, but the impact that this particular story of the gods made on our history and beliefs is undeniable. These gods date back at least 5,000 years, and the fact that they are still shaping the monotheistic beliefs is interesting. The fish god is hidden in plain sight, hidden inside the symbols that we might see every day. The symbols are the language of the secret societies and occult which use them to communicate without being noticed by the people outside. But how the fish god is related to this? Let's find out. Pisces have been associated with many gods and deities of ancient times. Perhaps one of these famous gods is Dagon. It is interesting to see how Dagon or Anis has evolved to be at the center of today's religions. We all know that the foundation of Christianity is based on the worship of Jesus Christ, and also that the center of Christianity is located at the Vatican, promoting the worship of Jesus Christ. Also, the Pope is believed by many to be leading the Christians to worship Jesus throughout the world. But the question is he? This is the Pope's headdress, which is called the mitre. What you need to understand is that this symbol goes back at least 5,000 years. Dagon was the god of the Philistines and comes from the word dag, which means fish, so Dagon was a fish god. Here we have a god who is half fish and half man. So now, if you see the Pope's headdress, when turned, you can see that he is actually wearing a fish head. You see Christians on the back of their cars also have a fish symbol. You might be thinking that it's to note them as Christians, but no, it's a fish symbol because it's noting Dagon the fish god which was a very important mystical god to the ancient people. This powerful mystical god is still dominating the spirit and thinking of religion even today. So it's not Jesus that's influencing the Vatican and the Pope, it's the fish god. Does this mean that the gods of the ancient past are real? Is this proof that they are hiding in the shadows and playing God? Let us know what you think in the comments.